This Sunday, we're at the Loma Linda Ronald McDonald House. They are organizing a charity car show to benefit the Children's Hospital. It's yet another amazing show with cars from every decade, even brand new ones. It's a beautiful day here in Southern California, and everyone is enjoying the cars, the people, and everywhere you look, you only see smiling faces and proud owners of these fantastic vehicles.
My name's Ed Lomeli, and I am a member of the Deuce Car Club and a Navy veteran, which I'm very proud of. I've had the vehicle 45 years now, and it's been redone a couple of times, but I just recently finished this paint job on it and still working on it. I'm sure I'll keep working on it for a long time. I enjoy this hobby, and this is a garage paint job. You know, I paint myself in the garage, so it's a lot of work. I've had a couple friends help me. Joe Marino, which owns a custom shop in Vegas, do the front end. I had a shop in Pomona do the suicide doors for me, Mario's Auto Works, and the roof, cutting the roof off. I did that, and the original roof does go back on. Okay, rear lights, these are originally they're cat eyes, and I put a bucket in place and we ran the 59 Cadillac tail lights, which I like a lot nicer. I like the turn signals, the way they work and everything. And it looks different, it's a different style, you know. I like custom things. I never could stand originality, as you can tell by this car, you know. I do 1 or 2 shows every weekend, sometimes 3. The people I hang around with, we do shows every weekend. We do rockabilly shows, we do hot rods, street rod shows. We enjoy them all. I enjoy every type of vehicle. I'm not a one style vehicle person, you know. We especially love cars because there is no winter, you know. It's sunny most of the time. And this goes out like this even when it rains. We've had a few occasions where we've had to put a canopy over it for a while for the rain to stop. But everybody enjoys it here in California. It's not a one-person, you know, hobby. Everybody has a different style, different, you know, vehicle, and we all enjoy it. And we enjoy the ride. We enjoy the people that come to see it. You meet a lot of people, and it's great just meeting people. I love talking to people all the time.
My name is Robert Boudreau. I'm from Riverside. We're at the Ronald McDonald House in Loma Linda, California for their annual car show to benefit the Ronald McDonald House. I've got a 1946 teardrop trailer built a year after the war with the aircraft aluminum. I've had it for 4 years. It was unfinished when I bought it, and I camp in it all the time. I've traveled, the farthest travel was Seattle, Washington and back, 2,571 miles. I tow it with my 1965 Volkswagen Beetle. I've had that for 9 years, and I've got 280,000 miles on the Volkswagen. A lot of the miles are towing the trailer. I go camping all over the place, and I travel a lot, and I'm just living the dream, having a bunch of fun with it. It's just the perfect place for cruising in a classic car. The new cars, I can't tell a Mercedes from a Volkswagen or a Hyundai, or, you know, they all look alike. The older cars, you look around and they've got lines, body lines, they've got some form. It's like art. The new cars, they all look alike. They kind of blend in together. You never know what one is from until you see the emblem, you know, oh, that's a Subaru and that's a Volkswagen. But these cars, like my car, these Volkswagen Beetles, they're iconic. They're known worldwide. Even the young kids today know that that's a punch buggy. The Chevys and the Fords, all these old cars from the 60s and 50s and even earlier, they just you don't see cars like that anymore. The new cars, my trailer's 70 years old. The new cars today, in 70 years, you won't hear them say, oh yeah, that's a 70-year-old car. It'll be recycled into beer cans or something. They're all made of plastic and aluminum, and they're easy to work on. I can work, I'm not a mechanic, but I can work on this car. Because these vehicles, they are art. These are classic Americana. You know, I mean, even the Volkswagen has become Americana. California is probably the capital of the Volkswagen culture, and we drive them all year round. You know, it's just amazing. And to look at all these, you know, you get a 65 Mustang, you get a 60 Chevy Nova, you've got a 57 Chevy Bel Air, you've got Model Ts, Model As, oh my goodness. And they have such lines to them. It's artwork. You've got running boards on the 30s and the 50s, and just unbelievable. It's just art.
My name's April Auberry, and today I'm at the Ronald McDonald Car Show. And I always attend here every year, and I love Ronald McDonald House and helping the kids out and their families. I have brought my 1982 Corvette here. It's all original in stock. I got it from Rotolo Chevrolet. It was his wife's car, and it's all stock original. It's been in books, calendars, magazines, and Johnny Lightning even made a toy after it. And it's received numerous awards, everything. And then I got Route 66 backwards on my car, and I'm a Route 66 fan. And I love cars, and I love this function, and I'm going to keep going every year. And every year I actually load my Corvette up with toys. I call it my sleigh, and I bring the toys here and give them to the kids at the Ronald McDonald House. This event raises money for the Ronald McDonald House. As you see in the background here, they've expanded. And I heard just from somebody today that they have now 54 rooms. They went from 22 rooms roughly to about 54, so that's great. And this is all for the kids. They come here with their families and they're able to stay here and then go to the hospital when needed. So it's a great service, and the people that all run this are all great too. It's a special event and I love being part of it. Well, since I've been little, I've always loved cars. I mean, I used to go in my parents' cars and we'd count the number of Corvettes we could find, or Mustangs or Volkswagens. We'd always pick a hot car. There's nothing like cars. I mean, they're just special. Everybody has their own car and does their own thing in their own individual way. I'm a stock person. I like my car stock, and I like to have people appreciate them. And I also let the kids sit in there and take pictures in the car. Usually they'll stand by the car, but I actually let them sit inside the car and take a picture. You know, I've always been in the cars. I could talk about cars for hours and years. So I'm a car nut. Even though me being a girl, people say, why, you're a girl, how do you like cars? Well, believe me, I love cars. I'm known as the vet lady in the car world. When I first bought this car, I took it to shows, it started getting famous. People started calling me the vet lady, so that's how I got my nickname. And I'm on the internet, my car's there. I mean, I'm just known, and it just happened. I didn't expect it to, and like I said, I still, no matter what they call me, I still love cars. I'm a car person.
I told you you had the winner.
What about money? What about love? What about someone to love? I work for my money. It's a big ride. I can't get no honey. Can't even make time. I am a lonely walking woman. Looking for the light of day. I need a big, strong man
like to go to their car show, great. Please give them a hand. They're working hard like we are, trying to raise money for the house. European facial. Down, up. Okay. 295, 529. Wow, this actually 593.
I got my first tattoo at the same place that my father got his first tattoo, which was the Pike in Long Beach, which is world famous. One of the oldest tattoo parlors in the United States. Yeah, my father was in the Navy. Yeah, it was a total port. Yeah, it was a total port tattoo. So tattooing was for military, for like, where anytime you had a group of men, together, it was kind of like the mark of a warrior. Either you were in the military or you were in some type of street gang. So it was the Navy, the Marines, the Army. And it's funny, I used to work in San Diego for Dave Gibson, and military paydays were like the big day. Like you were guaranteed to make $5 grand that weekend. And they would pile in the Marines and the Navy, and it would be just like some old movie. They'd start fighting at each other, and they're calling each other jarheads and squids, and they're ready to fight, and you'd have to go out there and, hey, break it up, If you don't cut it out, I'm putting you last in line, and they'd everybody get quiet, But hey, 30 sailors came in, 30 sailors were gonna get tattooed. It was, nobody was getting turned away. And it was really awesome to be a part of that. If you read any of the books about any of the outlaw clubs, they all started with guys that had come out of the Vietnam War or World War II, They came back from war and they were, what did you say, a thrill junkie, right? And they needed that action, so they took their battle back out onto the streets, So how are we doing with material,
Working at State Street Tattoo in Dublin on Amador Valley Boulevard. I never got a tattoo from him though. One of my best friends did. She was just whining and crying and moving and itching the whole time. He was pretty pissed off about it. No, I could tell we've been going at least an hour because starts getting irritating and a little frustrating, and you start to feel the pain. It just becomes more intense, and sometimes he has to go over parts that have already been tattooed, and so it's kind of like going over the open wound, with more ink, and it just becomes a little more painful. Your skin's irritated, and you just gotta grin and bear it. Start breathing a little deeper and just kind of sit through it and take it. But I have no idea.
God, I hope not. Let's get something straight. Tattooing is nothing like childbirth, and it's nothing like visiting the dentist. I never want to be in any way like categorized with any of those painful experiences.
It's not that bad. I don't know. I don't have children, so I have no idea. But I imagine it would be much more worse to have a child. So, but after an hour or two, I'm usually like a 2-hour candidate. But I don't know. I can turn around, look at Frank's face, let him go maybe 2.5.
I can convince her to do a lot of things.
It's true. But you don't want to make them stop. You know, you don't want to be a bad client. You just want to sit still, let them do their art. You know, because if you start moving, especially on the line work, it's gonna look bad, and it's not the artist's fault. It really depends on the client, on the patient. You know, you got to be still and just take the pain and roll with it. But after, and your body knows. After an hour, you're just kind of like, okay, I'm still getting a tattoo, and here we go. A lot of people, they'll put on their headphones or get on their cell phone and just try to distract yourself, you know, but it's...
Faith, hope, and love. We can all use a little bit more of that. My grandmother was an artist. My father, you know, he was a writer. I've been an artist, but I learned all my artistic, you know, design tools in a tattoo parlor. I never attended any type of art school or art college. I went right to work, and I had children really young, and there were bills to be paid, and at the time, the tattoo business, as I said, was really rough, and you had to get in where you could, and you had to be 100% dedicated, or they could, you know. I can remember working on Sunset Boulevard, and every day somebody would come in looking for a job, and it's like my boss could say, you know, I'll replace you so fast your head will spin, and you knew that he was telling the truth. And people would die for the job, they would kill to have the job.
My needle comes out about that much. I'm really not, you know, it's not going out at full length into the skin that much. You can a lot of people will work off the tube, and some people work off the needle. Working off the tube means you're actually putting the tube down onto the skin and moving your machine. When you work off the needle, you're actually, it's like you're holding, you know, a distance. You're only letting the needle go in a certain depth, and you ride the needle onto the skin instead of the tube. So basically what I do here, the stencil, I put it onto the skin. I use some stuff called stencil stuff. Just helps put the carbon that I used, puts it onto the skin, helps it hold onto it. You know, yeah, you get people that come in and just, you know what, I want this, and it's something that just like a spur of the moment thing. You know, they just have the guts to, you know, I want to do it right now. You know, especially, you know, you get a lot of first time, you know, I turned 18 and I want to get a tattoo, you know?
And then they tell you, write this, and then you tell them, okay, this is how you want it written, right? And they're like, yeah, and when you go right, it's all spelt wrong, you know?
Yeah, since we're right next to the bar will close, and we got the people stumbling into the shop wanting to get their spur of the moment tattoos. The good idea tattoo that they had while they were intoxicated. Yeah, the waitress's name or the beer that they just drank.